But right now we have Lieutenant Colonel Ollie North, no stranger to terror in the Middle East. He spent most of his career trying to fight against it and watching the wars up close and personal and reporting on it. Colonel North, welcome back. Your reaction to the European Union's reaction to track down these terrorists and unearth these cells?
Well, he was kind enough not to mention the fact that ISIS wouldn't even exist but for Obama's bug out in December 11 from Iraq and his drawing pink lines in the sand with the Syrian revolution that's been going on now since about the same time. If you consider this whole thing, the MO for radical Islamist terrorists, no matter what their trade name, whether it's ISIS or Boko Haram, doesn't matter, is to attack soft targets and commit mass murder of unarmed civilians, women and children. And it's not a sophisticated effort like 9/11/01. Second, they rely increasingly on local cells for reconnaissance, target planning, and the execution, hitting schools and malls and mass transit, metros, trains, airports, entertainment centers, sports venues. It's places that we would call soft targets that are not protected, and that's what we ought to be. I know we're very alert to that right here in the United States now, but if you consider what it's like to get, you go to LaGuardia or I go to LaGuardia, we get on a, you've got a crowd of people at the ticket counters in all those places. The only one that's actually safe as a ticket counter is El Al Airlines. If you go to El Al out there at JFK or across the river in Newark, you can't even get near the ticket line. They've already profiled you and asked you questions before you get to go in and queue up.
So we got a more massive inconvenience, correct?
Well, it is. But, you know, last Friday I was flying down to Tampa, Florida to wrap up what we just done for this special that's going to be on this Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And I was there when they actually set off an alarm because somebody tried to bring inadvertently a handgun through. Within minutes, there was a second guy did that. Unfortunately, both people, no real situational awareness there, both people inadvertently left firearms in their bags. The assumption was if you've got two guys within that short a period of time at the TSA pre-check line, it might be a big hit. And the next thing you knew, you were surrounded by police officers. And they were telling people, stop taking pictures, and we're going to take your phones away if you did, and they did. Now, I was very impressed with what Dulles did in that event, and I told the TSA supervisor that. We've got to do better, and yes, it is inconvenient, at protecting large crowds of people in unprotected places. That's the bottom line.
Ollie, our producers are monitoring the statement being made in Brussels, and one of the nuggets they just gleaned, revealed was apparently one of the suicide bombers left a will in one of the garbage cans.
Well, knowing that the police were eventually going to be there. I mean,